Okay, guys, now we are going on to part 2 of Math Level E, dealing with number operations, base 10. Now, we're going to be looking at how to round numbers to tens and hundreds. Okay, now, to round to the nearest 10, you look at the digits in the ones place. If the digits in the one place is 0 through 4, you round down. If it's 5 through 9, you round up. To round to the nearest 100, you look at the digits in the 10 spot. This is what we're trying to round, either up or down, and we look in the 10 spot. Same principle, if the 10 is 0 to 4, you round down. If it's 5 to 9, you round up. Now to round to the nearest 1,000, we look at the digits in the hundreds place. So here's what we're trying to round. We need to look at digits in this column. Same principle, if it's 0 to 4, you round down, 5 to 9, you round up. Now, let's look at some problems. Okay? Round 455 to the nearest 100. Okay? So, I'll look at my tens column, which is a 5, and remember, if it's 5 to 9, you round up. So, 455, we round up, and it becomes what? 500. Now, let's look at this. Round 1,345 to the nearest 10. Okay, now, to round this number here, we look at the 10 column. This is what we're trying to round. This number here, either up or down. So we look at the number in the one spot, and it's a 5. Now remember, if it's 5 or greater, you round up. So 1345 becomes what? 1350. Now, let's look at a real world problem dealing with a thermometer measuring outside temperature for today, or yesterday, or in the future. Outdoor thermometer shows a temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is the name of the scientist who came up with how to record temperature in degrees. Fahrenheit is just the name of the scientist. Now, it says round 78 to the nearest 10. So I look at my 10 column. So I need to round this number. So I look where? In the 1 column. You always look, whatever column you're trying to round to, you always look at the number next number to the right. So this 8. So this is 8 between 5 and 9? Yes, so we round up. So 78 becomes what? 80 degrees. Okay, now, this last one here, which of these numbers round to 700? We round to the nearest 100. It says select the 3 that apply. Well, I've already selected 3 answers. 651, because we're looking for the 100 spot, right? So we're looking at the digit, the first digit to the left, the 6. Now 651, since that 5 is 5 to 9, we round up. 736, we look at the hundreds, we look at the 10 spot. Is a 3, so that's 0 to 4, so we round down. And of course, 749, since 4 is between 0 and 4, we round down. Now, add up to 1,000. Now, when you're adding problems like this, the easiest way to add problems is to add straight up and down vertically. You always want to try to have your highest number, put the largest number on top, and then the smallest number on the bottom. Okay, now, let's look at this one right here. I got 256 plus 316, okay? Now, sometimes you may need to regroup, because remember, in each box, you only can have 1 digit in each column. You cannot have 2 digits. You only allow 1 digit in each column. So, 6 plus 6 is what? It's 12. So the 2 goes there, and then the 1 goes top here in the next column. And all you have to do is add straight down. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 5 is 7. And of course, 3 plus 2 is what? 5. Now, let's look at this one here. Same principle. We add straight up and down. So 4 plus 1 is, well, let's go to this one. 305 plus 230. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 0 plus 3 is 3. And the 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, now let's go to this one here. 4 plus 1 is, well, apparently I'm going to guess I ran across. Well, 6 plus 3 is 9, okay? Now, 8 plus 3 is 11, but remember, only one digit can go into the column, so its other digit has to go to the next column. And then we add straight down. 1 plus 8, 7 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. But remember, only one digit can go in the column, so the 1 has to come over here to this column. And then, since there's nothing here, you just bring it straight down. And there's your answer, 1019. And then, this one here, adds straight down. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 9 is 14, but remember, only one digit can go in the column, so the 1 has to come over here, and you add straight down. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. And then, which problem has the same value as 376 plus 514? Now, what it means by when you're adding the same values, you have to have the same digits in the value. So it could be 376 plus 514. Just switch the numbers, you can have 514 plus 376. It will still give you the same answer. Okay? Now, adding multiple two digits numbers. Now, and also too, you may have to regroup as well, because remember, you only have one digit in each column. So, the easiest way to multiply two digits and straight across is do it vertically. Okay? And then you add, and there you go. 7 plus 5 is 12. Well, you only want one digit, you can go in the column. So we bring one over, and we add straight down, and that's your answer. Okay? Same principle with this problem right here. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. You bring the 2 over, and then you go 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. So it's 174. Same principle here. 116, and of course, same principle here, 75. Okay? If you have numbers straight across and you need to add them, put them up and down vertically, if that helps you. Now, subtracting numbers up to 3 digits, as with addition, subtraction is also the same principle when it comes to regroup. Because remember, you only can have one digit in each column. Now, when subtracting, it'll be wise to put the biggest number on top and the lowest number underneath it. Now, let's look at this one here. 316 minus 256 gives you, well, we subtract. 6 minus 6 is what? 0. And then here is, now remember, if the number on the bottom is larger than the top number, then we have to change this number, and we put 11. Now, in order to get 11, this one right here needs to come from this column. So we take 1 away from 3. Well, 11 minus 5 is 6. And then we take 1 away from 3. And so 3 minus 1 is 2. And of course, 2 minus 2 is 0. A lot of times when rounding numbers, you do not need the 0 to begin with. 60 will work. Now, let's look at this one right here. 4 minus 1 is 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. The reason why there is no regrouping is because all the bottom numbers is less than the top number. Now, let's look at this one right here. 300 minus 255. Now, remember my bottom numbers now is 5 greater than 0. Yes, it is. So, the 0 becomes a 10. So I got to mark it out and make it into a 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Now, in order for me to have a 1 here, I have to take a 1 away from this 0. So this 0 is a 10. So what is 10 minus 1? So I mark it out first, and I take 1 away, and that leaves me with 9. And then I can subtract. What is 9 minus 5? 4. Now, since I have to take 1 from here to give me 9, then this 3 becomes a 2. Because what is 3 minus 1? 2. And as with this one, 2 minus 2 is 0, so you do not need the 0 there. Okay, now let's solve this one, shall we? Well, we know that my bottom numbers are not greater than my top numbers, so we don't have to worry about regrouping on this one. So we just subtract straight down. 6 minus 3 is 3. Oh, ignore that. Ignore that. Ignore that. Okay, now 8 minus 3 is 5, and then 7 minus 2 is 5. And that is how you subtract up to 3 digits with regrouping. Because remember, you can only have one digit in each column. Now let's do that multiply by multiples of 10's. These are very simple. Anytime you multiply a number with the multiples of 10, you just add the 2 digits and then you add the number of zeros to that digit to get your answer. For example, 5 times 60. You can say 5 times 60 is 30, and then you add the 0, and that gives you 300. Now let's look at this one here, 12 times 70. Okay, you want to multiply the 2 digits, 12 times 7 is 84, and then you add the 0, and you get 840. Now, this one right here, 20 times 600, you want to multiply the 2 digits, 2 times 6, which is 12, and how many zeros do you see in the problem? I see 3 zeros. Then you add the 3 zeros to 12, and that gives you what? 12,000. And remember, anytime when you have more than 3 numbers in a digit, you always have to have a comma after the first 3 digits, and so on. Now, Yoshi buys gold cups for his business. The cups come in packs of 50. He buys 8 packs. How many cups does he have in all? Same principle as this problem right here. You want to multiply the 2 digits. 5 times 8 is what? 40. And then add the 0. And then you get 400. Okay? Now, do y'all have any questions or anything about what we just learned today? Or are you kind of understanding how to do numerical operations, base 10's and all that? Okay, good. If you need to redo these problems or relearn, just redo the presentation. Okay. Next, we are going to be learning about fractions.